see no future. Land of the trail. But how can I die if I never live?
I'm Detective Matt Thornton. I'm here in Zion, Illinois. Been a cop here for 15 years. Today we are filming Ask a Cop Season 2. I'm super excited. No script, we're just real. We just have honest dialogue, whether it's negative or positive, about police and community and what can we do to improve and try to end on some sort of even note. We're at the legendary CJ's Donuts. Owner Kevin right here, and he's gonna show me how to make some donuts, because you know all cops love donuts.
All right, well, let's get to it. First thing, let's wash our hands.
Like my mom used to say. You guys don't need to eat this many anyway. There's a lot of out of shape cops. How you doing? Good to see you, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Ask a Cop Season 2. We're running a little different this time. We're gonna have a little competition in the back. You ready?
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
This is only the second time I've ever met Sherri. We're doing an event. She has to help out. I mentor her son. He comes to my organization. So this was kind of like such an unknown. I met her once and we talked about the event. Very, very, very sweet person, but I had no idea what she thought of police, if she had a beef, if she had an issue. That's why this ones are the most nerve-wracking ones, because it's such an unknown, but yeah. All right, Sherri, so welcome to my kitchen here. You know cops love donuts. So what we're gonna do over a dialogue, it's kind of a competition in which we're gonna decorate donuts and see who wins. And it's pretty easy. I'll show you how to do it. You ready?
Okay.
So we're good. And then we're gonna have a judge at the end. And this is, I believe, the tiebreaker for the day.
Wow, get ready, because I'm about to beat you.
We will see, we will see.
Oh my God, yes, I was nervous to meet. For one, he's an officer. But pretty much because I didn't want to be offensive with any questions that I had, but some things were heavy. You know, they were, harsh or like harsh reality, but I got it out. I wanted to ask those questions, so I did. And I'm glad that he was able to answer them for me. So that was cool.
Just out of curiosity, what is your impression of the police?
Well, I think the police is very helpful. From my experiences, some of them have been nice and some of them been kind of rude, and I don't really like that. So, like if I get pulled over, I get nervous, but most of the time, well, it hasn't been that many times, but the 2 times I've been pulled over, they've been pretty nice. Yeah. But like some of my friends out here, like they are rude to them depending on who they are. And that makes me upset. I feel like they judge you possibly by the car you might drive, or if you have 10 on your window or something like that, and they just feel like they have to stop you to see who you are. So, but other than that, I haven't had a bad experience. I think it's okay. Well, where I live in Zion anyway. So,
I get that a lot with the nervousness. It's like I've been a cop for 15 years, and I'll be perfectly honest. I still get nervous and almost panicky when I get stopped. Like I still get stopped too.
Really?
On my regular car. Yeah.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
if I'll be driving and let's say maybe I go a little fast. Not that I do ever speed, but like when I get stopped, it's nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand that.
I found that I get more nervous because they're pulling me over. I know that my license is valid. I know I have insurance. I know I haven't done anything. Well, in my mind, I didn't do anything. But you still get nervous just because of what you've heard and seen on TV. Yeah. With the, I guess with everything we've seen with cops being mean or trying to shoot you, or, you just never know. So it makes you nervous. And I feel like when it makes you nervous, you might fidget, or you might sweat, or you might say the wrong thing, and then a cop might be like, okay, what's going on? And then they'll prejudge you. But really a person just might be nervous because they're scared.
Yeah.
They don't trust you.
Do you think it's a racial thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I absolutely do. Like I said, I haven't had really bad experiences, but from my friends, some of them, yes, I do. And you just never know. Especially if you're getting pulled over and you know you didn't do anything. Yeah. It's like, why did you pull me over? Because I'm a black girl or I'm a black boy, and it just make you uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I hate to think like that, but that's really all I've seen, honestly.
And I know this may sound weird to you. I have kids, and I have that talk with them too.
Really?
Like I get afraid that maybe they may be being stopped for something that they might feel is legit, and they want to argue or combat or do something that would lead to something bad happening.
Right.
It terrifies me too. The race issue, it's always a hot topic, and people are very emotional about it, and I get it. The perception is that there's a divide in this country, and I think that from the top down it's been perpetuated, and not enough people have dialogues like this to just, you know what, I even just tell me how you feel. I'm not gonna be your enemy either way. So that the race thing is always a hot topic. It always makes me a little uneasy, obviously, especially in my position, because there has been some horrible racist acts done by police, and I can't vouch for it. I kind of stipulate, and yeah, I agree. It's evil. It's wrong. What do you think we could do to fix that?
I guess for me, I just wonder, what would you guys tell a citizen to do when they are getting pulled over? You know, what are the rules? Like, you might hear a few people say, well, what did I do? Or why are you pulling me over? I mean, is it okay to ask that question? Because sometimes you really don't know.
Yeah.
And a cop might get mad and be like, okay, don't ask me any questions. Give me your license and registration. And it's like, can you tell me why you pull me over? And sometimes they don't tell you. And that, to me, I mean, is that legal? I don't know.
I agree.
Mean, I want to know.
Legally, they don't have to tell you the reason right away why they pulled you over. On a personal human level, I think it's disgusting that they wouldn't just be courteous and let you know why I stopped you and be pleasant. Like we're like almost customer service for the city, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to be? So in my opinion, I think that should never happen. Like, we're professional peacemakers, so they should feel safe. Like, hey, if I stopped you, here's the reason why. Good afternoon, and be pleasant. See, if somebody was rude to you and like at the front desk here at the donut shop, if they didn't treat you, I mean, is that professional?
No, and then you probably wouldn't buy their donuts.
Yeah,
I love CJ.
So I agree with you there. I think that really does need to change. Just the perception of, hi, basically you're saying, hi, I work for you, but here's the reason I pulled you over. You don't have to say the words, but I'm just saying, come across that I'm on your team, but here's why I stopped you, and then do what you have to do. I honestly can't stand when they pull, well, I don't have to tell you, or there's no reason why you need to have
courteous.
attitude.
It's just to make a person feel more comfortable, and then you talk to them like a human being, you know, not like you are better than them or over them or something like that. I feel like some cops, they take advantage of their position because they are law enforcement, and they can pretty much tell you what to do, and you just pretty much have to sit there and take it because you worry about if something bad might happen. So I never knew that they didn't have to tell you.
It's like the human thing to do, but I think that we lose track of that a lot, and it's something that I try to lead by example, and will tell these guys that just be as nice to people as you possibly can.
Well, what can the citizen do though? Like, if I get pulled over, and let me give you an example. I got pulled over, I have 10 on my windows, but it's the legal amount of 10. And so I know I didn't do anything, but I'm like, maybe they can't see me, so okay, I guess I just have to deal with this. So I got pulled over, and he was like, can I have your license and registration? And I wanted to say so bad, but what did I do?
Naturally, I would just say, just keep your hands, get your stuff, and keep your hands. Just be courteous, even if, and it's sad to say, even if they're being kind of curt or rude. It stinks. I would complain to the supervisor afterwards that he was pretty rude.
So is it okay to say, may I have your badge number?
Yeah. You can say
without
that.
them getting upset.
That's you have every right to have that. And but I would just say that if there's an immediate issue with this guy, just write it out and wait until it ends. I know that's easier said than done.
Right. And it's like, is it gonna really get handled? Like how long does it take for a complaint? You know what I mean?
That's the distrust that unfortunately is it's just unpredictable. I always say that we live in a broken world and some rough times, and it's a lot of pushback because you see so much in the media.
Yeah.
But yeah,
social media has a big thing to do with
Yeah.
us trusting, the cops in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that Officer Matt kind of conveyed to us what we should do when we get pulled over, because I always thought I can ask, why are you pulling me over? But okay, don't ask that. Just hand over your information, stay polite, even if the person is being rude, and then report them if they are being disrespectful.
So have any of your family members had a rough experience dealing with police?
Not that I can remember, just some friends that I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, friends in one sad situation. But yeah, not family members. Yeah.
Have anything specific that you?
Well, I mean, it's just a touchy subject, but one of my friends' sons was killed by a police officer, and I just think that's horrible.
Yeah. I think the lasting effect on that is just you can't get a life back, and that's a hard one for me to answer, because like I always take every situation as it comes. Like every situation has got different circumstances, and I think that we get generalized a lot. Like if there's a bad shooting or a bad case, then everyone doesn't look at the specific details of that case. They're kind of umbrella it.
As a citizen, we just see things on social media. Of course, we don't know every detail, but if you see something happen on social media, then we're gonna judge. We're gonna wonder, like, why did that happen? And it's sad, it's hurtful, it's unfortunate.
I could tell she was really heartfelt about her friend's son. I'm not sure which case. I didn't want to get too personal, but I could see the pain, and that hurts me. Like I hate that. I've lost a lot of close friends of mine, and I hate that somebody else is dealing with that pain like that. I could tell that hurt her. So that stuck out a lot. So
I am always afraid of wondering what could happen to a family member. Even my son, I have a teenage son growing up. He's not of driving age, but it's like, okay, when he becomes of driving age, will he be pulled over because he's a young African-American boy? Or, teenagers, they're not used to driving yet, like older people, they might not know what to do. So it's like, how do you tell these kids, pretty much how to follow the rules of the road so that they won't be, I guess, a target by certain cops?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that. That's why we kind of do these discussions. Like, I would like to let the public know, like, if we can have dialogues or classes or just I think it's just the educating on what to and not to do on a traffic stop, because a lot of them go bad. That would be good. I think that'll be really good for upcoming drivers, even some of us parents, who may have had a bad experience and think, all of y'all are the same, prejudice, or might want to do something bad to a Black person or a Hispanic person. I think the kids need to know at a young age, okay, that they shouldn't be afraid. They shouldn't have to worry about being killed for the color of their skin, or being pulled over for the color of their skin because they're a young Black male or female, or a young Hispanic male or female. If I could see that in schools more, I think that'll make me feel better. I mean, we can't really control other people's actions, because there are some evil people. It doesn't matter if they're a cop or just on the street. But if my child understands, the laws of the land, of course, as a mom, I try to teach him. But then as a cop, I want him not to be afraid. I want him to be able to talk to you if he's getting pulled over and he's nervous driving. I don't want him to be harassed because he's scared. But he's only scared because, he's seen these things on TV or on social media of what cops might do to him because of the color of his skin. So if you guys could educate the kids more so that they won't be afraid, I think that would help a lot. You know what I mean? That relationship. So the educating, that is huge. I don't think we do enough of getting in schools and just like being humans to these kids.
Right.
Like
they don't think you guys, are just like them. You have feelings, you have families, you know what I mean? You're worrying.
I love running my father's business and just showing them you get so many weird looks because they're not used to it. They think I'm like a certain way, and I'm just a big kid, and I just love. I grew up in the same streets as they did.
Wow.
And I think we don't have enough of that. Humanizing police.
Historically, I thought police were not really nice people and very intimidating. I didn't feel like, I can talk to them if you get pulled over or something like that. But, after meeting Officer Matt, he has changed my mind about police officers because everybody, they're not mean, they're not prejudiced, they're not trying to just throw you in jail or be disrespectful. He pretty much cares about the people, and I appreciate that.
I totally agree with her. The nervousness that you get, I've been in that position a lot, and I have been mistreated by police when I was a young boy. I wasn't an angel, but there has been times where I know I was profiled. I know hands were put on me when they shouldn't have been. And I know that I've been a part of some stops that were illegitimate. So it is a definite worry of mine because I've been through it. So you always fear that. Maybe it's just that one bad stop.
So Matt, I was just wondering, you've been through a lot also in your younger years. What made you want to be a police officer?
I get that question posed to me all the time. And it's an answer that nobody really expects. I really only became a cop because I saw an ad in the newspaper and thought it would be a cool job. I never aspired to be a cop.
Really?
Never imagined being a cop. I worked at a chemical plant, and I just saw that would be fun. And I took a test, and I scored dead last on the list to get hired, and then I ended up getting hired, and I'm the only one left from that list. So I just think it was divine intervention that God wanted me here for some reason. But yeah, I never imagined myself being a police officer.
Wow.
And when I first started, I didn't know what I was getting into.
And now you feel differently? Like, are you happy that you became a cop?
Yeah, I am now. That I went through pretty much a 10-year struggle with dealing with the mentality that I couldn't handle being a cop. It was a different world that I was shocked that I didn't know, that I didn't see coming. I didn't know how to mentally absorb all of that, especially in my home city because I love Zion.
Right.
It wasn't until God saved me 5 years ago that I'm, what? This badge that's been almost killing me, I can use it to glorify Him. So that was when everything turned, and that's when I discovered that, everything that's bad, we can turn to good. And that's when my father's business came into fruition. And this is my life's goal, is just to, number one, glorify God. Number two is to change people's minds about officers.
Yeah.
I try to lead by example, and it's crazy because I was never went to college, never was in the military. I barely passed high school at Zion, but somehow I'm in this position. So I think it's God.
I think that's a blessing. I'm happy.
Thank you
that
so
you
much.
became a cop, and that I would have never sat and talked to a police officer, but you're pretty cool, and my kid, he loves you, so that's a plus. You know. Well, today was very pleasant, and I'm glad I came, and I just appreciate the opportunity to ask Officer Matt a few questions and learn a little bit more about him and the police force. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
I thought that was a good one. Our conversation was great. It's not very often that you would see a situation like that with someone coming in just cold and say, let's talk, and here's what I have to say. And I think it was very, very productive. I think she's going to be a friend for a long time. I'm glad I met her. And she's got an awesome son. Kareem is great. I love him. Yeah.
Now, I think I kicked your butt.
No,
but
I don't see it.
Maybe we should have somebody.
I don't see it. We're gonna go
maybe
to the judges. So, you ready?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Thanks for having me here and let me ask my questions.
Thank you so much.
This is fun.
So now's the moment of truth. We're gonna set our donuts here, and we're gonna call the judge in.
Mine's better.
No. Make or break, Kevin. Kevin, you ready to come in and judge?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
How's we do?
He's the professional.
Nice. You're improving. It's not fair. You got him
I've had
after
5
he's
ways
done
to
it. Like, yeah.
You know what? That's okay.
I saw that look coming. She better win. I might be in trouble.
She's gonna hurt us.
It's okay. It's okay. They both look pretty good.
You did very good.
People like a lot of icing. Okay.
Yes, they do. I don't know. This one's tough. Should I call Donna?
I kind of
Should I
wrecked that
call
one with
Donna
my
in?
thumb.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it to you, though, Matt.
I did.
Like,
No, don't get me beat up. Give it to her. Give it to her. Don't get me beat
You
up.
had practice, okay?
He has had practice, and that's not fair. You should have seen his first ones.
Block from the shoulders. I see no future. Landed the trail. But how can I die if I never live?